Alright, let's see. Yep. Greetings, everyone. Bill Sharaku at your service here, and today we're going to continue our main story for Final Fantasy 14. Oof, oof, oh, shit. What happened? There we go. Alright, I should be good. I just need to make sure I run everything. Yep, okay. I think I'll better start off by going to the... Well, let me at least start this mission so I don't lose track. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Hmm. Bill Sharaku, you stand poised to enter a sacred trust. The flames of Ul'dah burn bright, casting light where there is the dark, and purging evil wheresoever it lurks. We are ever ready to meet the nation's enemies in battle, be they beastmen, guardians, or worse. At a word from Flame General Rabban al-Dian, we would gladly lay down our lives to maintain the peace and prosperity of Ul'dah. To join our ranks, you must forsake all other nations. Only then may you commit yourself to the fire and be reborn as an immortal flame. Burn as one of us, Bilshiraku, and together we shall chase the darkness from Ul'dah. Will you swear an oath to mark this occasion? Duh. What skills I have along now? Sorry, but I'm not going to swear like that. I take it you would rather be judged by your deeds. I respect that. We want a man of action, not words. Very well, your resolve is plain. Bilshiraku, I hereby confer upon you the rank of Flame Private 3rd Class. Welcome to the Immortal Flames, Private. May you fight to the last for coin and country. Alright. Can you hear me, Bill? This is Menphilia. An officer of the Immortal Flames contacted me with news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Shiroku. I have no doubt that you're eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you're now a Flame of Ul'dah, you are no less a Scion. Pray, return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. Seems your presence is required elsewhere. But before you leave, perhaps you could find a moment to speak with Commander Swift. He's not one to see new recruits go into the field unprepared. Alright, the choco. Oh, finally! My little chocobo flame. Let's see. Well, let's get that done. Finally, I can freaking ride around. Carry your dues with you not? Well then, perhaps you should get yourself a chocobo. If you're interested, the Immortal Flames will furnish you with one. It's not a complex process, but it does require some paperwork. Speak with the core master to obtain flame chocobo insurance. Science? You'll need to exchange company seals in order to do so. Once you receive your issuance, show it to Mimigun by the Gate of Nald. He will be the one to furnish you with a bird. Well, let's do some undertaking. I think I kept some. Huh. Neat. Let's see if we can promote. Oh, we need more seals, huh? Ah. We'll do the hunting boards then. Nope. Flame Bordermaster. I'll have to find ways to make more. Oh, let's see if he does that. Percentage for minigun. Armor material 200. Huh. Guess I'll have to do some random junk. Ah. Okay, first off, let's see. What should I? That'll do it. I may have to do a fade or two just to get things started. But, well, time to burn some folks. Let's go! I need that mount, though, so I definitely got to do this. Well, you're definitely gonna be dry after this. I'm done with you. Alright, let's do this. Look at the little otter watching me massacre a bunch of slugs. Hey, ice! And electric shock. Yeah. No, I know you can't resist. Hmm. Got some flames out of that. Fun. Has to be some other easier way for this. Ugh. Well. Oh, wait. That'll do. Oh. I'm sure getting the items I need. For delivery, nope. Cotton shirts, copper stand. Ah. I think 200 is enough for the amount at least. I think. Alright, let's get this on. Think you need to seek no further. Permit me to tell you something of this place. The name comes from an ancient tongue, Halatali, meaning the land of many shadows. It was here that our distant ancestors first settled. And bah, you have not come all this way for a lesson in history. Listen, do you not hear the howls and growls? Do you not feel how they shake the very earth beneath you? Those sounds are the work of no wind, my friend, nor that rumbling the doing of any shadow. Those are the calls of Halatali. For now the beasts once kept for the Colosseum lurk here. And these are no gentle beasts broken by the hand of man. No, they are those within that even the might of the immortal flames cannot tame. From the look of you, you must be Bill. I received word from Nedrick that you might be along. By this his recommendation, I grant you leave to enter freely. I only pray you are able to find a way out. I'll tell you, not sensible. Alright, let's see. Got that out of the way. Should have enough for the. These are literally right at their doorstep. There we go. Now we can finally get a chocobo. Blue linium. What a bird issued, you say? I'll need to see your flame chocobo instance. Yes, everything appears to be in order. A moment, please. I'll be back with your chocobo. There we go. And here he is. The fella has been in high spirits the past few bells. He must have sensed that his master was coming. Now then, to make it official, you want to give your noble steed a name. Aww. What kind of name should we give you, huh? Ah, man, this is gonna be a tough one to think of. Let me a minute. Hmm. Ooh, look at your face. Maybe I could get something out of that. Yeah, good name idea. No, come on. Get some fun names. What? Mortal Flames, that. Oh, you know what? We'll call you Lance. Woo! I dare say he likes his name. Here's your very own chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it and your feathery friend will come bounding to your side. Do forgive me if he doesn't respond when summoned in crowded cities, areas, or monster-infested lairs. Chocobos are stout-hearted creatures, but they have their limits. And lastly, I present with you your chocobo rider's license, as is required by law. And that includes all the formalities. I wish you and your chocobo long years of fulfilling companionships. Oh yes! Alright. I wonder what happens if you lose it. There we go. Now the next order of business is ranking up. First, let's go deal with this. That's right, I need to make a retainer later. right? There we go. Come here. Send some lightning! Man, I always go crazy when I'm playing Black Mage. Oh well. Burn! I have a problem with this one. Oh. Let's give it a little spice for your tongue, shall we? Careful, it's hot. All right. Chill out. Done. Well, that was fun. Yeah, I got fire 2 out of it. Alright, let's get back to doing the ninja mission. Well, rogue mission. Alright, been practicing your dance steps? Because we're about to ready to run rings around Captain Milella and her squads. Oh, God, this pirate voice. The Yellow Jackets been pressing their investigation into the treasures, what was cloyed from the Maelstrom tub, but as you know, we got our own networks of coves. What don't miss not, the goings and on about town. Yeah. As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be you, me, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? How were they able to talk like this? Vikeb's late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for now. When you get down to it, we have 2 goals for this job. Fight back them 3 treasures, and mill the cubs what clothed them in the first place. You can be sure that the Yellow Jacket shrewd be doing her damnedest to beat us to the marks. And seeing as the fate of the guild's at stake, we'd best not drag our due beaters on this one. I say we grapple them baubles afore she's even lifted her anchor, and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awful keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jack. Well, here's the thing. I sent me a grievance to the Thalassocracy regarding the Shrewd's challenge, but them paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, We wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Milala to blunder about in the scary Darkmans now, would we? How very gently of ye. Right, it's a boy, it's a boy. It's hard to tell with Lalafels sometimes. Well, them's the cards what we've been dealt, ain't they? Now stow your kids, and let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures, according to the manifesto, that old Maelstrom vessel, we're looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond, which shines like, well, like a star, I suppose. Then we got the Silver Sorrows, a pair of earrings what once graced the wattles of a Sultana of Uda. There's a tale there, but one what don't concern us at present. Lastly, this black sarcophagus thing. Afraid that the one remain a mystery no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all three of these brigands was recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. Now, as you know, I probably usually sell this plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the only way to offload goods what is too extravagant or just too bleeding rare for the average cold to deal in. Oh, we just can't give me one. Yeah. Our three wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. When the bidding began in Airport, the Thalassar weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, then organized a tub for the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's when our mark swooped in and picked their transport clean. Had a few wits with them Maelstrom sailors that survived the attack, and they pointed the finger at the grinning curs. Problem is, not only culls seen hide nor hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ship since the raid. Sorry I'm late, Jack, but you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo was cloyed from that transport was just found during a routine inspection at the Latagren checkpoint. Latagren? Had the curse made landfall then? And what the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I've heard, but the jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. Then we'd better get eyes out there. Quick like Bill underfoot, you're fresh for run, ain't ya? Okay, what is going on with my mouse? There you go. Come on, Colt. I'll race you to the checkpoint. Alright. Well, of course, finally get to use our mount. I'll start off with the original one and oh, what the heck? I'll be riding with you for a while. I won our race. You owe me a pint, Bill. Japes aside, though, it looks like you kept was right about the cargo. What I've been able to catch from them swads at the gate, it seems a peddler was boned for carrying goods. What was known to be aboard that transport? He carried the poor sawed away chains, but the cargo itself was still here. I saw a pair of jackets carrying boxes up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in them crates. I get the feeling they won't open their guns for the skin, though. Not while this fool's challenge is going on. Do you think you could skulk over there and see if they found them treasures yet? Alright, well, you just need to sneak in, right? Well, for now, let's see what happens if we just walk up. Hide. This is all junk. No diamond, no earrings, and no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll have to lean hard on that skinny peddler if we were to find them treasures. The sergeant says the merchant's still pleading ignorance, claims he was hired to carry the goods through the checkpoint and not else. What a pile of puggle shite. I'm guessing the pirates split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Milala has already given orders to double the guard and inspect every cart and wagon what comes through. Hey, you're talking to me while I'm invisible. Okay. Oh, too far. Hmm. So they've not all value, eh? Been there. Though we lost the contest before, we'd even probably started. But be that as it may, something don't add up here. Why would ye order a cold to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smugglers that daft, surely. And then even if they, by some miracle, all the gods ye squirm through Lagdagran without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking merchandise back to the sea what you clothed it from? No, there's a bigger picture here, and we need to take a step back to see it. Assuming the Kurds hired this peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows that's brokered the deal, and I just happen to know a cove what makes it his business oversee these kinds of shady arrangements. The thing is, this black marketeer bloke changes his thoughts depending on how that breeze flows. Quite literally, in fact. I've seemed to recall the navigator's wheel being shifted by westerly this morning, so that put him a tiller's rest. Nicely close. Why don't we go ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? Man, it's nice to have a mount again. You just like, yeah. R. Oh, okay, there. Thank goodness. Oh, oh. All right. Oh, of course, you don't look suspicious at all. I pride myself on my memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions. Ah, there we go. The dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak! What would you have of this humble merchant? Still touring the cults, eh, Granddad? We've come for information on a smuggling job. There was this peddler what was caught at the Latagran checkpoint moving merchandise for the grinning curs. Pleaded innocence even when he had the screws put to him. You wouldn't know aught about that deal, would you? Every last sort of detail. Not a single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. But such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat. What have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Granddad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid. The deal is made. May my answer state your fickle hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden, employed by associates of the grinning curs, and likely knew naught of his freight's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. Aye, that's what I thought. The curs wanted that call to get caught. And now the jackets have had a taste, they'll waste their time yaffling every shite pie what comes through their checkpoints. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the dark mountains, along with the grinning curs. Not the dark men's, Master Rogue. The mist. Aside from the traveling merchant, the cur's associate has spent coin on another piece for this low game. A navigator. One who's practiced in piling a vessel through the Doxies pull. The Doxies? The gods only know how many ships have sailed into that fog soup and it never came out again. And that's where you see the curs have gone to ground? Now there's a trick what took some bullocks. Once their hunted tub was sitting dimmer in the midst, though, it would have been easy to have these associates of theirs ferry the junk goods to La Nocia. Then the canny coves just needed to wait for the peddler to get boned and draw the glazes of the yellow jackets inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they'll free for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxy Pool was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mists are far less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks, and you will soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now, a warning. The mists conceal the other dangers besides the dogs you seek. A careless step may land you upon the chopping block. The chopping block? You can't mean... Seems I've found myself another lead to look into. You run back to Jack and tell him what we've learned so far. Yeah. You look dead inside. Let's go. Let's report news. You've never heard of the Grinning Curs? They're a pack of rabid buccaneers what used to belong to the Salthounds. Back in the day, the Salthounds had the crew to fill more than a few ships. Aye, there was no other pirate gang what could match them when it came to sheer numbers. But when the Admiral came to power and passed her famous law, most of the hounds chose a life on land, and those what spat on law became the curs. Simple as that. And do it. No, and of course it disappears before we can see the results. About time, lad. You was gone so long I almost sent the stray after ye. What happened to Underfoot? So our marks and their bitten baubles are snug inside the doxies pulled, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have a better chance to crash the curves and up grappled in treasures. We board our ship right now. You, me, and Dick Kibbe. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have Wids with Swarson and see what the dry docks can spare us by the way of ship and reliable crew. Get ye get your kit together and meet us there. Huh. Well, it's fighting time. Alright, Bill, I've pulled in some papers, and there's a crew what will get us close enough to scamper aboard the cursed vessel. They'll be cramped up on that deck. If we try to mail the whole lot at once, we'll soon find ourselves up against the rails. So we go in quick and quiet and try to knock them in a few feet at a time. Well, Colt, are you eager to test your sea legs? Alright, I'll be right back. Just gotta... Okay, I'm back. Let's actually start some stabby stabby. Hmm. Oh, right. No one's seen us so far. Let's get to work. I'll sing him Stabbers and the Captain. Those two back there are yours. Follow me, Bill. Ah, rogues? All the bloody way out here? Nice try. We'll take care of you first. Flip blade bastards. Let's see just how quick you are. Open the cage. Let the growler off his chain. Oh, okay. Take care of this little fella first. Now, the blood and refill as nourishment. Nice try. All right. Jack, I found me one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board. It's gotta be the cerulean star. As for them two other as for them other two baubles, I tossed the cabins and been through the hold but there's not else here. Well, we'll just have to ask all sweet talk, won't we? Spit it out, Kerr. Where are you keeping the rest of ye treasures? Ha! You think I'd spill me guts for the likes of you, rogue? Maybe you wouldn't, at that. But what about this partner you're working with? Algie, we don't need no partner. So you're telling me this was all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided you'd attack a maelstrom transport right off the coast of Airport, then disappear into the loving embrace of the Doxy's Pull? Not exactly your style, is it? The grinning curs are too bleeding famous for being the crew what turned their snouts up at privateering in favor of keeping to the old ways. You've only escaped the Yellowjack's grip this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps what fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into Navy-owned vessel, no matter the price. Aye, well, maybe they ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age-old pirates is swiftly coming to an end. Maribel won't be stopped, not by a piddling little crew like mine. That's why we've thrown our lot in with the executioners. Warday. That blue rock was just your share of the loot. The scrap from the table, like you said. If you want them other trinkets, then you'll have to take it up with our new mates. One job at a time, lad. First, we need to get these stinking coves and their tub back to the docks. Uh, Pish on you for taking our ship. You should have seen her on the firewall. Still had the chance. The job's just got proper thorny. But at least we grabbled on one of them damn treasures. But inside of the issue who gave the orders, there's no doubt that these was the coves as raided that Maelstrom ship. Now for a punch what fits the crime. I was in I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at the Morbay Dye docks. I assume that this was your work? Aye, you missed all the excitement, Captain. But you mind. The Cyrillian stars back in Bob and our sneaky little fambles. And these must be the grinning curs. Ooh. Degenerate fiends! How dare you ply your filthy trade in Lominsian waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is the only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. Wait. Do you mean to just execute murder on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handle him over to you for lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take them away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasure by employing unsavory and unconscionable means. Why, you not more than pirates yourselves. These bastards ain't where the true pirates spit. The upright thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just untied dogs for the Admiral. Maribald yanks the leash and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... Aye, go on then. Blame me and Mikos for your own failures. You knew what you was about when you defied the code. You knew that we'd be after you. We're done here. There are still 2 treasures left, rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd consider this contest. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out this fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it ain't just swallow you whole. What shark is he speaking of? And how could any pirate challenge the might of the Yellow Jackets? No, he seeks but to unnerve me. I'll wring the truth from these grinning curs, and we'll see who triumphs over whom. You think it's over? The pirates will have their day again. Oh, it tastes fun. So I have to go back to Linza. Ooh. I spot a fancy looking sword. Oh yeah. I'm gonna ignore that. You look to head inside. Yep, that's blue. Didn't work on that ship, Bill. First blood is ours. How'd you take to fighting at sea? There are few as can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue, but mind you don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at the tougher coves. And in that goes double for when you've mates on your flanks. If you notice yourself starting a flag, there's not wrong with pulling back from time to time and staggering your attacks with each other to help the pressure. I've said it before, Colt, but I'll need you sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this will be more of a challenge than even what that little shrew was bargaining for. That's assuming the Curs wasn't lying about the executioners. And the executioners are who I bloody think they are. Twixt you and me, though, I'm hoping the name's just some laughable coincidence. Alright, let's try the new boots. Alright, they lose that down. Since we're here, I might as well use the boatway. Alright. Oh well, I got the Vesper pay ticket. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Bill. Now, when last we spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends. Did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you've already met. Kataru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Ooh, convenient. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... I'm... Gods damn, spit it out, will you? Me, Wedge, at your service. I am pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us two of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Wakened Sands. Like every soul here, I love you, Orzia. I would count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you, all and fight for the future of this realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
Ooh.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained. Until such time as we know, it would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us? I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
Your mission is to make contact with the Sylphs, with the ultimate goal of finding a peaceful resolution to the threat posed by Ramu. Be fairly warned, the Sylphs are a unique people to say the least, and you might find yourself bewildered by their customs at first. Yet know that Ida and Paplima will be on hand to support all your endeavors. Danya. We know far too little of the sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the signs once more if we are to... Ah, beg pardons. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud, but tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Hail, adventurer, I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the Twin Adder? Good day, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Yida and Paplimo. Always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you question the name of the signs of late? Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our venturing prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs. That curious beast tribe that calls the deep depths of the Twelveswood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceful bunch, much to the delight of the elder Sidseer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylph's relation to the primal Ramu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of chance that the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphs? Sylphic tribes? It is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry indeed. Do we strike at Ramu or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That's the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you sides came in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered, and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts and their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would make it would not do to have any cross-cultural fox paws get in the way of productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come up with Hawthorne Hut. Our officer stationed there can line you as to how to win the Sylph's favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the Sylphs. This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorne Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver, indeed. I hope this will be straightforward. Do you say, Paplimo? The ferry docked at the base of the hill will carry you across the lake to East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorne Hut without much trouble. Oh. Hold on. Happen to be heading across the lake to Sweet Bloom Pier in the East Shroud. Ugh. Exhaustion. I will have to cut it shorter than normal, but I can go another hour. Indeed, I'm Emmeline of the Twin Adders. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all know. Would you know more? You do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing. They're peculiar folk. How peculiar as? Well, just let me tell you. They're... Beg pardon, friend. My memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventure days, and it's all clutter in my noggin, though. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before, you might have more luck with them. The Sylphs? Yes, father's told me this story's plenty of time. Always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is mostly completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest you end up in millions of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. See? The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart might be through her stomach. But don't think of trying to force your foodstuffs on a sylph to sustain themselves simply by baiting the sun, or so Ron once told me. This air's team of danger. Sylphs, inveterate tricksters and troublemakers. That's what they are. One day they are drawing mortal faces on mass. The next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they just laugh at you. Bob claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. A sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this. It just may help with the favor of our forest friends. Oh, we got a tap dance. Oh, still here, eh? Great. There's one thing you should know about the sylphs. Don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handedly. To earn their trust, you do well to bring along Rat, what was it again? And my wife Rosa and I were just speaking of matters not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rasa the Comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than my own. Dang, I went too far again. A peace offering for the selves. For not anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past their front steps, dear. No, their tastes run more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milk root? That's what we call the root of the most fiendish seedkin, the ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that said to induce curious visions in the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying the stuff, but it still seems to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an ocho around the comb in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were to stimulate it somehow? With some of the samples here, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck. Okay. Nutrient-rich alkaline compound used to quicken seedkin growth. Vision springs to life, eh? Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? Milk root. But of course, those stills quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. Enerude, a gift of milk will have the sylphs calling you friend and brother the moment they lay eyes on you. Let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. Okay. Ah, I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milk room well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh. Not to mention spare you from the god's awful stench. Okay. Like I'm tiring out faster than I like. Another half hour should do. The sylphs love this stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reeks even rivals the breath of the mortal that put an end to my adventuring days. I can tell you that story another time. More important matters to attend to, yes? The sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know they're kind at heart. They're shunned ones who not shunned ones whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend. And do stop by on your return. There's a flag and full flower made and you came to on it if you regale me with your adventure in face tales. Oh yeah, I'm tired now. Bastard. Ah, and before I forget, don't go trapping off just yet. Emily and here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones. Get good. Ah. Hmm. Good to see your knowledge of silver culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. My partner arrived at Little Solace. He got a young sylph by the name of Comuxio. He has served as an intermediary between our peoples on many occasions. Has a close ear of this tribe's elder. I see that Hawthorne has finished with furnish, hmm, furnish you with some of that malodorous root, Solador. I have something far greater important for you to deliver. A message from the elder Seatsier herself. Uh, to summarize the latter's contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy. That would be you, and restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the Force. The war with the Ixal has taken a toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you any further the importance of the mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings. Walky ones may think this one's small home is small, but this one has biggest home of all. The force itself is this one's home. What does Walky one think of that? Walking one is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story, but this one expects no such thing. Walking one should go home and leave this one be. Alright, let's dance. This one would welcome Walking One who moves like this one. If Walking One would talk to this will answer. This one's a busy one, so Walking One should speak with quick tongue. Walking One would bring gift to this one. Walking One is most kind. Walking One brings milk root. Milk root fills this one with great joy. This one gives thanks. Gives many, many thanks. Walking One carries message for Elder One. This one delivered the message to Elder One. Walking One should not worry. Sorry. Aye, we come to pay our respects to your elder, and learn from him more of your Lord Raban. For these walking ones come from Gardania? Walking One became a dancing one and brought milk root, but Walking One tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder One is busy. Walking One should go home. Go home, you say? But the Sylphs and Little Souls have always welcomed Gardanian envoys with open wings. The letter carried by Bill here is an ode of peace penned by the elder Sidseer herself. Still you would refuse us? This one's reasons are no business of Walking One's. Elder One has no words for Gardania. Walking One's waste everyone's times. Well, I never. Turn away at the gates. Where did we do to serve such rude welcome? Was Bill's jigs insufficiently jiggy? What? I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see how we might have earned their trust. Hey, Bill, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing! We went through all that trouble to learn the Sylph's traditional greeting, but you greeted hardly any of them. Why, if I were a Sylph, I'd beside myself with delight to see an adventurer expressing an interest in my culture. Me? Of course I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow, there goes those bloody leg cramps of mine acting up again. Sure. This one is weaving cloth. Walking One should know more. This one does not trust Walking Ones who do not show respect. Walking One would be friend to these ones. This one is overjoyed, but this one keeps the ways of weaving a secret. Even if Walking One learned the secret, Walking One could not weave in the same way. Walking one's belly's rumbling. This one's not making a meal. This one is boiling bark and flower seeds to dry thread. Color must be jolly, and so must greet making. Oh, walking one knows Jolly Dance. Jolly Dance fills this one with good cheer. Let these two be friends. But this walking one won with this one. Elder one warned this one not to get too friendly with walking ones. Ah, walking one is friend to these ones. Friendly like gracious elder one of Forest City. Knows how to dance into these ones' hearts. What? Bill, would you like to hear the good news? Or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dance has brought smiles and high spirits to all of Little Solace. The better news? I've thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps. Onward to our adventure! Bill, as an adventurer, you're no stranger to helping distressed folk, I wager. Tales of good deeds are quick to spread. The adventurer who comes to the aid of the local populace can go from stranger to hero overnight. No doubt you see what I'm getting at. The cells who make their home in the Little Sauce do so having been driven from their woodland home. Surely they have their fair shares of troubles. Seek out troubled sylphs and see what might be done to ease their worries. A sound plan, would you not say? That said, the sylphs are not known to share their worries with outsiders. You would be better off concurring with here Emidia of the Gridanians who reside here. She's more like to be privy to the sylphs' troubles. Praise to be to the elementals. I cannot express how happy I am to see an adventure with truly gentle heart. The sylphs of Little Sauls are sorely in need of aid. Pray hear me out. Being a temporary settlement, Little Sauls wants for amenities, not least a stoic set of defenses. Consequently, beasts from malms around are free to wander in and terrorize the helpless residents. The Zergorlins and Gal gnats that roam these parts are especially troublesome. Slaying one of them should serve as a warning to the rest. Furthermore, perhaps you could gather 3 brownie brushes as well. They play an important role in sylphic culture. I do not claim to know the details. And what would this such feral beast know about the bell? Ah, what such feral beasts prowling the forest? They are not easily come by. When you're done with the deeds, seek out Kamuxia. He is slow to warm to outsiders, but your good intention will not be lost on him. My own experience says otherwise. Ah, gotta stop doing that. Alright. Try for more stabby stabby. Stab. Bug and stab. Dancing one is still here. Dancing one can dance all night. This one's trust is not so easily earned. Only bruh. Legend says that yours was once inhabited by a race of tiny creatures called brownies. They would use the spores of this particular monster and paint their faces for battle. Interesting. Lore. Hmm? Dancing one brings brownie brushes from this one. This one can dye a thread once more. This one is pleased. Dancing one kills Bitey, Buzzy one. This one hates Bitey, Buzzy ones. Dancing one is kind, too kind. Ugh. Many walking ones come to this one's abode, but few are friendly like Dancing one. Perhaps this one was wrong not to trust Dance one, after all. This one's asking Dance one for forgiveness. These ones have many troubles since walking ones last came to our abode. This one must be careful, always careful. But Dancing one is not like other walking ones. This one can trust Dancing one. This one would ask Dancing one for help. Strange walking ones with bodies of steel come to the home of these ones. So this one thinks steel ones come from Empire. Where Empire goes, many living ones become dead ones. Trees fall, bushes burn. These ones' home is in danger. Danger! This one begs of Dancing one to help this one know more. Dancing one is friends with these ones and walking ones, yes? Dancing one must speak to these ones here and walk ones in Hut House and find out more. This one has bad feeling. This one fears steel ones after something. But this one should speak no more. Go, Dancing one. This one depends on kindness of Dancing one. Okay. A little repetitive, but manageable to voice out. Strange, steely walking ones. Yes, this one has seen. Steel walking ones carry big boxes. Maybe walking ones hunt for shiny treasure. This one likes treasure. Shush, shush, this one says. Steel walking ones are scary, like touch ones. This one hates scary, and scary ones have scary fiends. Did I just say fiends? Oh god, what am I? South Park. What am I doing? This made it more difficult for no reason. Ugh. And clad in strange armor. Why, now that you mentioned it, I did see some suspicious types of late. They were gathering deep in the forest. I simply assumed they were adventurers. Here's some types clad head to toe in steel, you say? Imperial soldiers, no doubt. I couldn't tell you what they were plotting, but I'm sure it's nothing good. Okay, I think I'm pushing myself more at the limit. I'm just gonna go to Gold Saucer, get my scratch cards. Oh, yeah. I didn't think I was this tired out. Damn it. Four. Well. Oh, look, it's Megalovania. Kinda. Ooh, fourth place. Not bad. All right. Uh. Ooh, was that Rathalos? Nope, nope, nope. Ew, gross. Wait, I forgot to get next week's. Or this week's. Okay, yep. Oh, yeah, I'm cutting it short earlier. Kind of tired out more than I thought. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll continue as soon as I can.